Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about speed and momentum and how you could use it on a mountain bike to your advantage. And there's different ways you could apply speed and momentum on a bike and in gravity sports in general. It could be road biking, it could be skiing, it could be snowboarding. But anyway, I'm coming from the standpoint where I want to use speed and momentum to conserve energy. So basically what I want to do is, when you have a trail and it goes down, bottoms out, and it goes back up the other side, and then it tops out, and then it continues on, of course, up and down, up and down. Most mountain bike trails typically have these up and down sections in them. I'm not talking about just some long single track that's like 2 miles and you really don't need to use this, but where you do use it is when you have that section where it's down, bottoms out, and it goes back up. So the concept is, on the downside, you want to get going about as fast as you can. Right on the bottom, you want to be going about as fast as you can for that trail, and then use the momentum to get you back up the other side. Of course, you want to continue pedaling, but it's not like you just rolled down the downside of the hill and then you stop pedaling, and then now you got this grinding climb up now. So you're using a lot more energy by just a raw climb compared to using the speed and momentum of getting back up the other side. Anyway, that's the concept. And I have a couple other vids that I shot on the trail, 2 examples. One's fire road, one's a single track. Now, the downside to this, and I want to caution everybody, is when you're speeding up for this downhill, you got to look way ahead, because if there's someone coming down the other side, that's a problem. You definitely want to hit the brakes. I mean, the last thing you want is a head-on collision. So when you're going down, you got to look up the other side. Must. You got to look way ahead, look on the other side. If you see someone, I'd advise doing the speed and getting the momentum to get back up the other side. And the other thing is, it depends on the trail you're on. If you're on a single track that's got a bunch of rocks, roots, and ruts, and it's pretty technical and it's steep, you probably don't want to really be going as fast as you can down it, because unless you're a really good rider, the chances are of falling, the potential is higher when you got all these obstacles in the way, right? And then the examples that I had are, the single track is relatively flat, and the fire road had no ruts in it. So if you have a fire road that's steep and it's got some ruts going sideways like this, if your tire gets caught, that's a potential problem. So hopefully you'll have this in your back pocket. You could use it on specific parts of the trail that you're at and see on the trails. Okay, here's a decent example of where you could use speed and momentum. So you can see here's a fire road, and it goes downhill, zigs to the right a little bit, to the left, and then right when it starts making that right, it starts going back up the hill. Then it ends right up there where those trees are, right up here. So basically what you want to do is accumulate as much speed as you can going down here. Now this is pretty safe, there's no major rocks, there's no ruts, it's a pretty smooth fire road right here. So usually I start in the 11 cog in the back. So this one right here, the smallest one. Crank going downhill, just about get as much speed as you can, and your speed and momentum will take you up the hill. And then of course you want to keep pedaling as much as you can. And right when you start feeling some resistance, you could start shifting up. So, and then you want to end in your climbing gear. I usually leave it in the middle ring in the front, because I only have a 9-speed anyway. And then you want to make your way up to like the 34 here in the back, or you might have a 30, a 32. Most commons are 32 and 34. Some people have 36. But anyway, that's the concept. So you end up saving a bit of energy, because if you were just to roll down here, and then at the bottom you don't have that much speed and momentum, and then you got to use your own energy, of course, to start climbing. So you want to save as much energy as possible so you could stay out in the trails longer. So this is one example. Here's another example in the single track. It's probably kind of hard to see. It's like 8:45 a.m. in the morning in early July. But anyway, you can see this trailhead's down here. So you want to pick up as much speed as you can on the way down. And it makes a little right-hand turn, and then you could see right up there, if you could see it. I'm not too sure, there's a lot of shadows and sunlight, but it heads back uphill. So basically, you're going to want to pick up speed, gain as much speed as you can. Right probably at the bottom here, you want to be going about as fast as you can, and then you head right up that incline right up there, up by those trees. Right there. So just that way you save yourself some energy. Hopefully you could last a little bit longer on the trails.